Hey everybody, it's Michael Rosso, Film Photography Project, here today to talk about the Bell & Howell T20 XL Super 8 camera. But before we do, let's take a look at a roll of film, actually two rolls of film, that was shot on this very Bell & Howell T20 XL. After the footage, I'm going to give a quick overview of the camera.
What you doing? Molding bullets. Mighty bright looking lead.
Okay, so the Bell & Howell T20 XL camera is an underdog, not often talked about or recommended Super 8 camera from the, I would guess, early 1980s. I highly recommend this camera as a starter camera because it is so easy to use, and I find that it is my grab and go camera. So let's talk about it very quickly because there's not a lot to talk about. The camera, when sitting idle, is in the off position, and then you have two choices, which I put a cheat sheet on, which is one side 85 filter, which puts a orange filter over your lens if you're using tungsten, like 200T or 500T film in an outdoor situation, and underneath is a sun. That means 85 filter. Put it in that mode, it puts the filter behind your lens. Or if you want to shoot with no filter, which is the light bulb setting, turn it there. Here is your pistol grip, which you would hold your camera when shooting. Or on the bottom is a tripod thread. Here is your film indicator when you start your roll to the end of your roll. And if you listen very carefully, you will hear your Super 8 roll out when it is at the very end. Here is your eyepiece, which you would look through, and this is adjustable for your eyes. On the other side of the camera, very simple, is your film compartment. This camera takes two AA batteries. These are the only batteries that this camera needs. It runs the motor and the light meter. Here is where you would insert your cartridge. I'm just using this as an example. This is an old Kodachrome cartridge. I do not recommend you shoot Kodachrome or old Ektachrome 160 in this year or beyond because the footage will look awful and they're very hard to find developing for. So this, literally, your cassette will just pop into your camera. Quick tip, very quick tip, if you have a test roll or you bought an old roll off of eBay and you want to see if your camera works, look at your film and with a Sharpie just put an X on your film. I mean, you could do this with a new roll as well, it won't hurt it. And then when you pop your film in, and with this camera, the shutter button is right here in the front of the camera. And then when you look at your roll, You know your camera's working if that X has mysteriously disappeared, because you know your film is being transported in your cassette. So anyhow, here is your cassette in the camera. Great thing about this camera, it's a point and shoot camera. You have wide to telephoto, no focusing whatsoever. And that's it. Look for these on eBay.com. Always ask the seller, hey, can you pop some batteries in? Does the motor run? This is a simple camera, a cheap camera, a grab-and-go camera. 2 thumbs up for me. Last thing I'm going to say is, for film, it's called an XL existing light and is designed for ISO up to 160 ISO. So if you're using your brand new 50D outside, you're gold. If you're using 200T indoors or outdoors, you're gold. If you're using new Ektachrome 100D, you're gold. If you're using 500T, just be aware to use your 500T in a lower light situation, and it'll look just fine. Indoor, with all your indoor lights on, you'll render an image, or outdoors in late day, extreme shade. Do not use 500T, in my opinion, in broad daylight. You will amazingly overexpose your film. And that's all I can say about this underdog, underappreciated point-and-shoot model by the famous Bell & Howell. You can send me an email, michael@filmphotographyproject.com. The Film Photography Project sells brand new Super 8 film. We also offer developing and scan services, and I hope to hear from everyone very soon.